rockers, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. Thank you for being a part of this conversation. I really appreciate you being here on my channel today, and I hope to see you in the comments below talk amongst yourselves, and I'll be also responding to a bunch of you. My favorite thing to do. I just really appreciate you. You have so many people you're subscribed to, including probably the people we're going to talk to today, so I appreciate that you're here and listening to what I have to say. As stupid as what I have to say is, I appreciate and value that you want to hear it. So, before we get into today's video, we are going to be talking about Def Noodles coming for Rich Lux and then Rich Lux responding to Def Noodles. Now, I feel it's important to address the elephant in the room, which is me and Rich Lux's history. Now, Rich Lux and I recently had a little bit of tension, to say the least, on the internet. Rich Lux made a video, I made a video back, and it was kind of that. I was going to say it was a back and forth, but it actually really wasn't. It was kind of just that. And actually, I can say from that video to now, me and Rich Lux have actually had a very positive relationship, which is something I would have never imagined ever. I had reached out to Rich Lux whenever the full situation happened, and we spoke back and forth, and even now, like, we follow each other on social media, which we never did in the first place. And we've had some really nice conversations and some really nice talks, and I had reached out to him whenever this happened, and Rich Lux had even responded to me and was like, hey, like, if you want me to delete my video that I made on you, like, just let me know. And even at that, which I thought was so kind of him, I responded and was like, no, I don't think you should delete, you know, the video you made on me, because I think it happened. I think we talked about it. I think it, you know, happened very publicly, and I think that to delete it would just be like, for either of us to delete our videos on each other, I think we may as well just keep them up. It happened, and like, look where we are now. And so I can say that I have a lot of respect for Rich Lux, and also Def Noodles, who we're going to talk about today, is a creator that I have respected on this platform for so long. Like, my entire duration of drama, Def Noodles has been like the GOAT for you know, getting the stories out, and especially last year, he was very much so a reliable source. And, you know, people have their opinions on Dennis now, and I have my opinions on Dennis too, but all I can say is, for both of these creators, I really wanted to start off the conversation as that, to kind of show you that I am coming at this from a very non-biased point of view. These are two people I've had communications with, and they're two people that I am on positive, well, from my understanding, positive standing with right now. So whenever I saw this happen, it actually made me really sad, because it's just mess that doesn't need to happen within the creator field. And I think that there's drama that we cover, and then whenever the drama channels start fighting amongst each other, it just is so messy and unnecessary, and that is exactly what has happened here. And I have to say that I feel bad for Rich Lux. And what has happened is, still on this fucking Ethan Klein scandal. You're aware of the one we're talking about, the gay stuff, to say the least. I'm not going to get into it any further. I feel like we have enough to cover today without rehashing that. But basically, Def Noodles was defending Ethan Klein. He's been defending him very strong when it comes to that, and even in the moment, he actually didn't cover the, sorry, not to be shady, but he was one of the few people that didn't cover Ethan getting called out for what he had said. And then the apology, he covered the apology. He never covered the scandal. And I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was shady, because, you know, Dennis covers the same stories that I cover and everyone else covers, and everyone else had covered it, and it just seemed like he wasn't going to cover it because it was a negative story about Ethan. But if it was Trisha or any of these other people, James, Keemstar, he would have jumped on it. And I mean, one thing to state is he covered Ethan's apology immediately. And in that video, he's, you know, talking very like bro-ish, and, you know, Ethan did this apology and what more can people want, and it's a great apology. And then he spends like a portion of the video talking about Keemstar's homophobia, and I just thought it was really weird. It was kind of like, you're calling Ethan homophobic? Let's focus on Keemstar being homophobic. Like, all these people are horrible, you know what I mean? Whenever it comes to their comments on homophobia, and then your opinion of them separately is different. I've stated that I really like Ethan, and my opinions on Keemstar are so interesting. But the thing was, Rich Locks, Spill, like all these different people, right? We had covered the situation with Ethan, and a lot of us are actually really on Ethan's side with a lot of things, and some of us are straight up fans. I can say, put my hand up, that I am a fan of Ethan Klein. He's one of the few YouTubers I genuinely enjoy his content, and that still stands today. I really enjoy the H3 podcast, but that wasn't going to stop me calling them out for comments that were weird, to say the least, about a community I'm in. I wore this shirt for the gayness today. You know what I mean? It's like if I'm gonna cover Trisha saying bad comments, I'm gonna cover Ethan saying them as well. If I'm gonna cover James saying, I'm gonna say Ethan. And I think it really starts to blur the lines whenever creators don't comment on specific creators doing things that they would call other creators out for. And again, with all love, because I really do enjoy Def Noodles, it was incredibly dishonest to not cover Ethan Klein's comments and to cover the situation only whenever Ethan had apologized for it, because I'm sorry, when has he waited for another YouTuber to apologize for something before he covers it? It's not. So the scandal was that Dennis was continuing to make videos defending Ethan for this, and he brings up that people like Rich Lux and Keemstar are, what was the actual statement again? Oh, sorry, I was listening to Lord before filming this, love Lord, where that they were like alt-right or something like that. Like, what's the fucking terminology? Like, we literally, yeah, alt-right pipeline. Like, we do not use that terminology over here in the UK, at least I don't think so. So did my research and I looked into it, and it was just a way of, in my opinion, Dennis, like, highlighting other people to take away from a scandal that Ethan was in. And I really want you to know that I really do like Dennis. As much as I like Dennis, it's incredibly dishonest, and to cover news stories and then be selective with them is just weird. Which is one thing, right? I had no problem with him not covering it, I'm gonna be honest with you. The only reason I'm saying this now is because he's coming for Rich Lux and he's coming for Keemstar and saying that they're part of the alt-right pipeline of people just trying to like expose Ethan and all this shit, right? That's whenever I had an issue with it. If Dennis didn't choose to cover any negative stories about Ethan and only cover positive things or stories from other people that maybe highlight Ethan in a great way, that's his prerogative. He can do what's going on back here? It's his prerogative. He can do what he wants. That doesn't affect me. But whenever you start calling out other creators within the same field who've done nothing to you, I'm talking about Rich Lux here, not Keemstar, because they have their own beef, many of it. It just feels incredibly dishonest to me, I'm gonna be honest. So again, I really want you to know that, so we're gonna be watching Rich Lux's video that states, Def Noodles attacked me in all capitals. I'm going in this from the opinion of, I like Rich Lux and I like Dennis. So we're gonna go through this, we're gonna talk and see what our opinions are. Dolly's nails are incredibly long right now because she was due getting groomed. Not James Charles groomed, but like dog cut groomed. So her nails are supposed to get cut this week and then they cancelled. So she's like tiptoeing around the apartment and you can hear where she's going. So if you hear that, it's Dolly. So anyway, let's watch this Rich Lux video. It's on his channel if you want to watch it. I'm watching it for fair use commentary. I don't even need to state that whenever it's a Rich Lux video because he gets it, but here we go.
Both Rich Lux and Keemstar for falling into the alt-right pipeline.
So Dennis was talking about Keemstar's tweet that was, in 2020, Ethan Klein attacked my sponsors, which started the trend of YouTubers going after having their sponsors being taken off them by like fans attacking them. Now that it's happening to him, he cries. And basically, that was true. You know, it was something that Ethan has made many podcasts that have talked about different YouTubers and he can't believe that certain companies sponsor them, from people like Keemstar to David Dobrik to James Charles. And as much as I agree with how disgusting it is for companies to stand behind those kind of people, whenever the same happened to him, he had a different attitude with it, and I completely get that. When it affects you, it's completely different. So Dennis was making yet another video supporting Ethan, and in it, he's just coming for Rich Lux and Keemstar for not being so pro Ethan as he is. So let's hear it.
Alt-right pipeline.
Alt-right pipeline. Cringe.
This is not the video that I intended to make today, but I have been getting so many messages in my DMs, my emails from this alt-white community of people. I've been getting messages from you guys saying that Def Noodles came for me and saying that I was alt-white.
That was literally like me trying to read it. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? I feel you on that.
Or something like that. And I was like, what are you talking? I don't know anything about that, okay? I don't even know how to spell that, much less know what that is.
Sponsors of various shows that he decided were too right-wing.
I want to congratulate both Rich Lux and Keemstar for falling into the alt-right pipeline and supplying motherfuckers like Gavin McInnes and Tim Stoll with the narratives that they want so they can continue to work against progressive causes, which is, at the end of the day, exactly what Rich Lux and Keemstar wanted, right? But should we really be that surprised? Our enemies on the far right end up using that to hurt our very causes. The real enemy here are people like Gavin McInnes who stop.
So Ethan gets called out for something, and Dennis is like, no, look over there, a bird. You're like, fuck me, Jesus. Dennis, we can call Ethan out for things and still like him. Come on now. We don't need to start attacking Rich Lux for it. Like, attack Keemstar as much as you want, but Jesus Christ. I mean, Rich Lux is doing nothing different than every other drama channel is doing right now. So why is it...
Start hate groups who are ultra-nationalistic, who believe in racial purity and are actively working against progressive causes, who actually hate the LGBT community. And what we're...
So he's basically being like, we know that Ethan doesn't hate the gays. These people do. Focus on them. All right, okay.
Doing by literally dragging Ethan Klein through the coals is giving people like Gavin the fodder so that he can influence people against progressive causes and...
Dennis, this take is really... Dennis, I really do like you. This is really an embarrassing take. I don't know why you're trying so hard to be pro-Ethan in a situation where... Oh, also... Okay, so people were commenting on Dennis's videos and being like, this video is really disrespectful, like, you're speaking for the LGBTQ, like, you're speaking for this community, like, you're speaking on behalf of a straight man, as a straight man, like, all this. And Dennis was responding to all of those comments, by the way, I saw them, and he was like, how dare you assume my sexuality, or how dare you assume I'm not in the LGBTQ community, I've never spoken about my sexuality. And it's like, that's your response? That's even worse than Ethan's fucking response. And Ethan's even made fun of his apology since this. Like, Jesus, man, come on.
Very things that we work for every single day. Now, if you think that it's a random coincidence that somebody who's on the far, alt-right, nationalistic, fucking neo-Nazi wing of the spectrum is saying the same shit as Jordan Peterson and...
This is all stemming from Ethan making comments about the gays, by the way. This is what it's all stemming from.
Somebody who pretends to be at the center and is known for being a fucking fence sitter, then you are really out of touch because there's absolutely...
Okay, so apparently I lost subscribers because of what he said on his video, but what I don't understand is like, what are you talking about? So I looked into it myself, right? And I'm trying so hard not to get offended, and I'm trying so hard not to be... You know how I get emotional and cry. I told myself I'm not going to do that in this video. What I don't understand is like, what are you talking about? So apparently I made a video a couple days ago pointing out, because I still am a fan of Ethan Klein.
Thank you. What he's saying about losing subscribers because of this, I've lost a shit ton as well. Because people cannot grasp the fucking concept that you can be a fan of someone and still call them out. Me being a fan of Ethan is not going to stop me calling him out if he does something problematic, number one, because that's my fucking job, and number two, if he offends me with something, I'm gonna fucking tell you it. Like, oh dear Jesus.
And I was basically saying that I don't think it was right for him to, you know...
What's the kitty's name? I have a white one too. I don't want to actually get up because I'm not wearing trousers. But I have my... Oh, fuck, I actually won't be able to get up. But I have my white kitty back here as well. What's this one called?
Poke fun at a gay caller who called him part of the LGBTQIA community, right? And so that's basically what I said in the video. And that I still support Ethan Klein, and I still feel like...
He didn't say anything wrong. Why is he explaining himself?
I can catch up with these...
And I'm not saying that against Rich Lux. I'm like, the fact that he's to explain himself for being a fan... Oh my god.
Hour vlogs, whatever he's doing, right?
We'll say it was gross and disappointing. Saying you can guess if Matt is a power bottom by his voice is so gross. But I was right. That was the point. Apologies to whatever his name was.
How many times I watch this, I still hate it.
But whatever. What can you do?
Yes, so over these people. Shut up!
I just felt like
I actually haven't watched it in quite some time, so we hear Dan do that again.
that instance was just out of bounds, and I just felt like I called it out. I felt like Ethan Klein, in a way, in my opinion, being a gay man myself, was actually making fun of a person of the LGBTQIA community.
Which I'm sorry, he was. Whether he thought he was or not, he fucking was. We've been over this, y'all.
So did many of you guys. Over 100,000 you guys watching my videos were liking and commenting and agreeing with what I was saying. So much so that Ethan Klein himself put out an apology about it.
Which he since made fun of, by the way.
Okay, well, it seems like because certain YouTubers, as myself, had called it out, that we were somehow giving the alt pipeline ammunition to come at Ethan Klein, and how somehow I'm part of that community now. First of all, that's very damaging for you to assume that, okay? And I didn't go to the best schools, I'm not the best with my words, but someone on Twitter put it very, very well. Paige said, "Are you embarrassed? Alt-right pipeline? How do you overspeak a gay man who is offended by something Ethan said about his demographic and then call him out for supplying the alt-right information that Ethan himself put online? Then profess to tell this LGBT member that Ethan is an ally, and ally isn't a descriptive term, it's an actionable term. You have to be active. So please tell me what Ethan is actively doing to be an ally. How is he giving back to the LGBTQIA community besides humiliating them publicly by feminizing certain aspects of their sexuality? Your fall from grace is the worst I've ever seen. The numbers are cute, but your soul is dead. Such a shame." Followed by another person that said, "Ironic that Def would use the alt-right pipeline argument to defend Ethan. Ethan helped build and popularize the pipeline back in the day. Erasing one video and lying about it doesn't change reality." Now guys, I don't know anything about that. Okay, you guys know I'm very vapid and very superficial. It is what it is, right? To talk about this alt-right, left-right, Republican Party, Democrat Party, girl, I'm the taco party, okay? To me, when it comes to politics, I don't get involved in it, and you want my true opinion about politics, it seems like we take one crappy person and we pit him against another crappier person, and you're supposed to vote whichever one you think is the less crappiest of the person.
Okay, I understand what Rich Lux is saying here, but is anyone else just like, this is so deranged that this has now been made from Dennis, a political conversation? Ethan making, at a bare minimum, offensive comments about the gays has now been turned from Dennis into a political conversation. Not by Ethan, but from Dennis. I don't understand why it is like, it's almost as if Dennis is trying to do great PR for Ethan and in turn has done worse PR for him. Because now people are like, okay, that's fucking stupid, and are now bringing it all up again. Was that the aim? Do they have Dennis on speed dial being like, talk about this, make it a political conversation, we're gonna get more engagement in it? I thought the goal was to move past it. Because now it's been brought up all again, and it's now a political fucking conversation. Oh my god. It's now a political conversation. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's what I think when it comes to politics, okay? This is really not my gig, I don't really understand it, I just call it like I see it. Ethan Klein said something that was offensive to an LGBTQA community. I spoke up about it and I was like, I don't really think this is...
It's literally that simple. It is that fucking simple. It is that simple.
Right. But I still like him, support him, I can see what he was saying. Ethan Klein then made an apology about it.
Hear how easy that is, by the way, Dennis? He said this, it offended me, I called him out, a lot of my viewers agreed with me, I still like him, I don't think that was his intention, and even if it was, he apologized. That easy. Great, but now it's been brought up all again, and now it's a fucking political conversation.
Then Ethan Klein then made another apology about something else, and then another apology the next week about something else, and then the other...
Budget on this video is 10 times better than this one. I don't know why y'all fucking watch me. This one has pop-ups and kid stuff. My one is turn on the camera, you're getting the raw fucking footage.
Then he made another apology about something else. So it seems like the first LGBTQA apology wasn't even sincere because all the funny other fake apologies he put in after that. So it just doesn't make sense. And to me,
wow, I've got to up my budget. Shit.
Yes, it does seem, in my opinion, with all peace and love.
If another one comes up for like Instagram or whatever, I've got to up my quality.
It just seems like Def Noodles is defending Ethan Klein for what? Unnecessarily. Let me tell you something. Take it from me. I've been in this business for 10 years. Okay? Ooh. I ride hard for Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson got canceled the house. I got hate for it too. Ride hard for Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star got canceled the house. Got hate for it too. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna sit there and ride or die for people, if you're gonna ride for Ethan so hard, Ethan Klein will mess up again. Huge if
I've got to up my quality.
not bigger in the future. And if you're gonna defend him, then be prepared to get all the backlash and all the unsubscriptions and all the hate, the mob that comes with it when he messes up again. This is why you should like people, but don't die hard, ride for them to the point that you're gonna lose it all. But I find it very damaging if you associate me with this alt-right community, which I don't know anything about, okay? Let's just be honest. And I'm like, really? And now I got them that community trying to suck me in. Like, leave me alone, okay? Then on top of that, by painting me in that picture, okay, I'm a public figure. I know, I get it. I'm a public figure. You can say what you want about me. You drive me to the I get it. But it's like, there's no proof that I am part of that community. Me, as an artist whose music videos popular.
I was about to say, what's the context for this going on right now? Wow, this is
drag culture,
intense. I love it.
And my music and my art and all that. It kind of looks bad, and I don't want people to think that I'm part of that community where they don't want to work with me anymore, including sponsors. Okay, understanding that you have Def Noodles disdain for Keemstar. I get it. I get the whole game. Okay, I get it. But
oh my God, that was intense. That was intense.
I mean, I watch Keemstar. I watch Def Noodles. I watch Ethan Klein. I watch them all. I don't pick and choose who to watch because I'm team this or team that. I'm team
This is a great point.
You guys should pick and choose who you guys want to watch, okay? It just really got under my skin that I was looped in to that culture or that side of the internet because I called out Ethan Klein.
It's also very important to note that when this was happening, I wasn't planning on making a video on it. And I was reading through the comments of things that were happening, and Rich Lux was getting ate alive in Dennis's comments. Because obviously when you're putting out a big statement like that basically you're on like the alt-right and you're just doing this to get against Ethan, what do you think Dennis's fan base, which is probably 95% H3 fans anyway, I can speak as someone who got a lot of following from H3 shoutouts, Dennis would be 10 times more that because he's been on the show and whatever. Like they were all then coming for Rich Lux. For what? Like a bad comment you made about him? That you didn't need to, like it was so, listen, be like Keemstar, like focus on that. Like it was just really weird to bring Rich Lux into it. It just seemed like weirdly like vindictive and like petty. I don't fucking know.
He does feel like Def Noodles was using that argument to defend Ethan Klein. It really does. And I see it all over Twitter, all over the internet, that Def Noodles is ride or die for Ethan Klein, that he's so far up his ass and all this stuff like that. I'm just like, for what? You have an amazing channel, do your thing. You don't need Ethan Klein in the house, okay? I'm just saying.
Jimmy.
I'm just saying. At the end of the day, you want to know the truth? At the end of the day, Ethan Klein is looking out for Ethan Klein. Ain't worried about Def Noodles at the end of the day. That's the truth.
Camera's about to die, so I'll start filming again in a second. There we go.
All day long. I've been in this business many years.
10 years.
I love you so much. But when it comes to the end of the day, they're looking out for themselves. And I suggest you do the same. You don't have to throw me under the bus to get a subscription or view. Because I can't get a view or like on my video to save my life. I can't get a subscription to save my life. But it's like you don't have to loop me in and throw me into that category because I'm not a part of that. I don't know anything about that. That's not my gig. I don't know. But because of what you said, I did lose subscribers, I did get hate comments, I did get messages, and I did get a lot of unwarranted hate and a lot of unwarranted things in my DMs and my emails that I did not wish to see.
So think about that. Rich Lux, part of the community, calls out Ethan for being offended on behalf of the community he's in. Dennis, who is not part of the community, and I'm sorry, I'm not gonna take you responding to people being like, how dare you assume my sexuality. I'm not gonna take that as a fucking, sorry, as someone in it. That's literally like the the alt-right people, if you will, Dennis, who go like, how dare you assume my gender? And you're like, really? Haha. They're like, your generation, how dare you assume? That's giving, to be fair. So Dennis then says this. Sorry to assume, but as a straight man defending another straight man, we haven't been told otherwise, and he's just doing that how dare you assume my sexuality. And then calls out someone who's in the community for being offended on behalf of the community. Then the person in the community who called out for being offended then gets all this hate. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's so fucking stupid. It's so deranged. It really is. And I don't think you need to like or love or... Listen, regardless of your opinion on rich looks, I really, really, really don't think that you need to love Rich Lux to understand that Dennis weirdly just came for him here.
You'll be a part of. And I think it'll be appropriately if you left an apology. I really do appreciate that. Although we live in a world where people don't do that today's time, right? I'm just saying, it's just a very bad look to prove a point. Ethan Klein will mess up again next week. You'll probably throw someone under the bus, call them alt-right wing. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. The emails, the messages go on and on and on. I got receipts from here to the moon about this situation. I don't. Here's another one right here. Def Noodles, you're giving Rich Lux way too much credit. He thinks alt-right is a keyboard command. I literally thought that's what that was. I don't understand what you're talking about. The messages go bad. What a shame. Def Noodles is such a joke at this point. It's funnier than comedy. He's professes to make, but nobody laughs at. Here's the thing. I think Def Noodles is a comedian. I think that Ethan Klein is a comedian. I also feel like Def Noodles, Ethan Klein is a comedian. I know I'm a comedian. So it's kind of hard to decipher when someone's telling a joke and when they're being honest. But in my opinion, that wasn't a joke. I think it was real. And it was malicious, and it caused harm. To me and my brand, which I take very seriously. I know. It's hard to take that seriously. But I'm not gonna let you step over me. I'm not gonna let you walk over me. I'm defending myself in this video and saying that what you said about me in that video was not right and it's not okay. Because I am not those things that you said that I am. And that's why I'm making this video today at the cost to defend Ethan Klein. So if Ethan Klein is a part of the LGBTQIA community, an ally, he says that he is, I never saw a donation to the LGBTQIA Los Angeles Center. I never saw any type of donations to the Teddy Fresh. Soon after his remarks were made about the LGBTQIA community and he said he was sorry, the next day, let's not forget, the next day after, it could be the next day after that, he dropped a whole new merch line with his wife.
That's true. If you want to watch the rest, you can go on Rich Lux's channel. I've got what I've got. My overall takes on this. In an attempt to defend Ethan Klein of this scandal, Def Noodles made it 10 times worse for Ethan. Why? Why? Seriously, like, why? Hold on, let me PR-fy myself. So let me know what your opinion is of it. We can talk about it below. I love you so much, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. No, but seriously, like, let me know your opinion on this. I just think it's so fucking stupid. Like, dear Jesus. Let's talk about it below. I love you, and I'll see you in my next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.